Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 3, 2024. Please remember to leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this evening, Jamaicans remember iconic broadcaster Alan Magnus. Tributes are pouring in for beloved veteran broadcaster Alan Magnus, with Prime Minister Andrew Holness describing him as an icon of morning radio. Magnus, who spent over 40 years at Radio Jamaica, RJR 94 FM, passed away today at age 80. As a child, his voice woke me up in the mornings, accompanying me on the journey to school, said Holness in a post on X, formerly Twitter. His legacy, both as a broadcaster and a recording artist with the song Flying Machine, will continue to resonate in our hearts. May he rest in peace, knowing that his contribution to Jamaica's media landscape will forever be cherished and remembered. For his part, leader of the opposition Mark Golding, in a post on X, said Alan's legacy in the industry is one that will be remembered with immense respect and admiration. Golding said his contributions to radio have left an indelible mark, and his absence will be deeply felt by all who had the privilege of knowing him. Alan's warm voice, insightful commentary, and unwavering dedication to his craft made him a beloved figure in the hearts of listeners. His ability to connect with people through the airwaves was truly remarkable, creating a sense of companionship for those who tuned in. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, the man who many regard as the most popular morning radio show broadcaster produced by Jamaica, Alan Magnus, passed earlier today, and I join with the nation in regretting his passing. Broadcaster Dian Jackson Miller, the Good Morning man Alan Magnus, was the epitome of broadcast media professionalism. He woke us up, stayed with us as we got ready, and took us to work and to school while informing and entertaining us with that signature laugh in his voice. Rest in peace, great one. Press Secretary and former broadcaster Naomi Francis, one of the great broadcasters of our time, the quintessential Good Morning man, Alan Magnus, is gone. He shaped our youth. He was our timepiece. His voice woke us up and kept us on time. Thank you, kind sir, for the great years. Talk show host and attorney Clive Mullins, the flying machine has soared into the great beyond. Alan Magnus was one of the greats. Rest in peace, Alan. Farewell, my friend and a Fortes brother. Gleaner columnist and attorney Gordon Robinson. Giant is too often abused to portray humans, but it fits perfectly, describing the great Alan Teddy Magnus. The voice of morning radio, Alan was the epitome of the phrase one of a kind, innovator, humorist, social commentator, friend to every listener, extraordinary R.I.P. magnate, communication consultant and columnist Jean Laurie Chin, rest in peace the unregrettable, #Alan Magnus. Deepest sympathy to Kerry Magnus and the family. Third cop arrested in connection with a killing at Oturia's fast food restaurant. A third policeman has been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man at a fast food restaurant in Oturia, St. Anne last weekend, law enforcement sources disclosed. The constable, who is based in Trelawney, reportedly surrendered to the police in St. James today in the presence of his attorney. He is expected to be interviewed by detectives from St. Anne. Sources disclosed that two other cops arrested in connection with the killing, both constables assigned to the St. James Police Division, were pointed out during separate identification parades conducted on Friday. They remained in custody on Saturday and are expected to face criminal charges, though a parish judge in Trelawney, where they are being held, ordered on Thursday that they should be released by 4 p.m. on Friday if they were not charged with any crime, according to attorney Donovan Collins, who represents one of the cops. Attorney-at-law Michael Hemmings represents the other cop. What I find very troubling is that the men have been in custody without a charge for approximately 168 hours. It is clear that the order of the judge has not been complied with, Collins told the news on Saturday. He declined to comment on the outcome of the identification parades. According to police sources, one of the 5 civilians, also arrested in connection with the killing, was pointed out during an identification parade on Friday. All 5 remained in police custody on Saturday, Collins confirmed. The attorney reported that one of the civilians has not faced an identification parade and has not been charged with a crime, so his rights are clearly being violated. This is a clear breach of Section 51A of the Bail Act of 2023, which gives the police the authority to grant a bail if their investigations are incomplete, Collins said. It is reported that the still unidentified man was shot after an argument developed between a group of men near the fast food restaurant about 3:30 a.m. Saturday. He later died at hospital. St. Catherine man fined $65,000 for traffic breaches. A St. Catherine man held by the police for driving a four-wheel motorcycle along a roadway was on Friday fined a total of $65,000 or 30 days imprisonment for breaches of the Road Traffic Act. Javon Wright, 26, a laborer of Marchpen Road in Spanish Town, pleaded guilty. Wright remains in custody as he is to go to court on a firearm charge in relation to the incident. The court heard that on the afternoon of January 24, Wright was observed by the police driving a four-wheel motorcycle without license plates. While trying to elude the police, he crashed into the service vehicle. He was apprehended and searched. The police say a Smith & Wesson .40 pistol with a magazine containing 5 rounds of ammunition was discovered in a bag that was in his possession. He was arrested and charged. On Friday, the firearm case was transferred to the gun court for mention on February 28. St. Anne man suspect in killing of a girlfriend dies in hospital days after consuming chemical substance. The man who was the suspect in the killing of his girlfriend, 44-year-old Kamika Haley, in Charlestown, St. Anne last month, died on Thursday in hospital. Kevin Shirley, a 36-year-old construction worker, was admitted to Kingston Public Hospital after he consumed a chemical substance in an attempt to end his life. It was reported that on January 29, 2 days after Miss Haley was found dead, Mr. Shirley went to Higgins Land in the Alexandria area and jumped into a tank after drinking the substance. He was taken from the tank by the police and taken to St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital and later transferred to KPH. Miss Haley, an attendant at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, was found dead inside her home on January 27. Her body was discovered under a sheet with blood on her nightgown. UAW demands that interdiction of NEPA officer be rescinded. The University and Allied Workers Union has called for the immediate reinstatement of Ryan Henry at the National Environment and Planning Agency. Mr. Henry was placed on interdiction with a loss of 20% of his salary to facilitate a disciplinary investigation into an allegation of gross misconduct. The building inspector was the first to flag breaches detected at the controversial Charlie Mount housing development in St. Andrew, undertaken by Mark Barnett, president of the state-owned National Water Commission, and his wife. Mr. Henry observed during his 7th visit to the project site on December 17, 2020, that the layout of the apartment complex had deviated from the drawings that were approved, received and date stamped by the regulatory body on July 3, 2019. The UAW, in a letter to NEPA, charged that given that there is neither a disciplinary nor criminal proceeding against Mr. Henry, the interdiction is unlawful, as it is an abuse of process and is oppressive. Additionally, the reduction in salary has been deemed a breach of the law. The union has called for the interdiction to be rescinded and the reinstatement of Mr. Henry to his proper status as an active employee of the agency on full pay.